Hello everyone and welcome back to the DRAMAtical Murder demo. If you haven't watched the previous part, I suggest you go do that. Or, if you're interested in playing the demo yourself, or buying the game, I have a link in the description. If you don't want to miss any future videos, subscribe! Turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon. A bit of a disclaimer in case you are new, I do record in batches sometimes, so if you wanted me to reply to your comment via video, that might not work out for you. I do usually reply to comments if I feel like you actually are directly asking me something, so don't be afraid to leave a comment. Not much has happened. We have met our protagonist Alba and Ren, little cutie dog with the little tall beans, and now maybe right now what we're doing is taking a package to the courier. Ren has set us on a route. Let's go. As everyone in the old residential district knows, the best way to get around is on foot. Public transportation here is pretty bad. Technically, there are buses, trains, and even taxis available, but they can be cancelled or delayed without notice. Even the roads themselves might be closed without notice, so you hardly see any cars around these days. At most, you might see a taxi waiting in vain, or the occasional junker parked on the side of the road. The sidewalks, on the other hand, are always packed. Nothing's more reliable than your own two legs. The old residential district is divided into north, south, east, and west quarters. They're similar, but have some key differences. World building! Let's go! For example, both my home and Humdrum Junk are located in the east quarter. Am I gonna remember this? Probably not. It's pretty safe compared to the other quarters, and it's easy to get your hands on whatever you need. The north quarter became something of a ghost town ever since it was designated off limits. It's definitely not the safest place to go. The west quarter is primarily residential like the east quarter, but doesn't have as many stores. The south quarter is an entertainment. The south quarter is an entertainment and shopping district, so it's always full of youngsters hanging out. And if you go further north, up past the north quarter, there's Platinum Jail, where the rich and famous do their business. Oh, I remember an LP that I was watching, oh my god, it's been a while. Platinum Jail is a member-only resort, and the Toei Corporation, one of Japan's top 5 companies, built when they bought Midorijima. Ooh, it's gonna be neat to hear it. If the rumors are true, this place is the definition of luxury. Centered around the giant oval tower, it's full of casinos, movie theaters, shopping malls, hotels, everything you can imagine. Membership is by invitation only, but even then, the membership fee alone costs more than this whole island is worth, or so I've heard. Obviously, no one from the old residential district will ever get into Platinum Jail. So I guess you could call this town a slum. Nobody cares what happens here. The police are all talk, they're in bed with the Yakuza and just do whatever they please. It's not like we can do anything about it. Even if we're unhappy, we just have to suck it up and deal with it. Despite all that, as the saying goes, there really is no place like home. This town isn't so bad once you get used to it. While it may not be as extravagant as Platinum Jail, we have our own way of life, our own kinds of fun. Can't really ask for much more than that.
Aoba.
Oh my god, his voice is gonna be a little strange. Just this cute face and that voice. Ren pokes his head out of the bag and taps my arm with a paw.
どうした?
考えすぎだ。思考回路がショートするぞ。
マジか? つか、どんだけ貧弱な思考回路なんだよ、俺。
比較対象をごく一般的な成人男性として、その思考回路の強度を仮に100とすると、
いい、そういうのはいいから。その説明で余計にショートする。
そうか。
chuckle and pat his head. Ren! Ren is a dog type all-mate. All-mate are artificially intelligent life forms generally used to augment network devices like coils. That went over my head, okay. They can search the internet and virtual spaces for information, place orders for you in online stores, or manage your social media accounts. Ah. Some models can also help around the house, while others can act as partners in an online game called Rhyme. There are many different types of all-mates. Animal models are abundant, so many people keep them as pets. I've had Ren for a long time. I'm not exaggerating when I say he's my best friend. Even with all the improvement and new models coming out, I'll never abandon Ren. Not even if hell freezes over.
青葉、近道をするなら次の道を右だ。
あっぶね。通り過ぎるとこだった。
I follow Ren's directions down an alley off Aoyagi Street. Aoyagi Street runs through the center of old residential district, dividing the district into quarters. Oh. It's lined with shops selling discount appliances, while the back streets are littered with niche hobby shops. As I make my way down the alley, a group of guys leaning against a filthy wall catches my eye. They have a certain look, like the kind of guys who'd be passing around a silver drug sheet. It really makes you wonder what's wrong with kids these days. Once upon a time, though, I was just like them. Not that I'm old or anything. Anyway, I'm finished with that stuff. Totally. As I walk past, I catch a bit of their conversation.
でさ、本当にあったらしいんだよ。こういきなり頭の中を乗っ取られるっつうの。
Brain jacked?
なんだそりゃ、強制ライム参加かよ。
そうそう、まさしくそれだよ。道端でいきなりライム仕掛けられて、しかも相手がすっげえ強いんだって。
でもそれって臼井がいない状態ってことだろ。なのにライムとかできんの？
それができるらしいんだよな。よくわかんねえけど。
つか、準備も何もしてねえのに戦うとか無理じゃね？拒否れねえの？
問答無用らしい。とにかく強制的に引っ張られてボコられるってんで、まさしく辻切りだよ。
やべえなそれ。
They're talking about Rhyme, the online fighting game. What happened, baby? They're talking about Rhyme, the online fighting game that's all the rage these days. By connecting their minds to the net, players can experience virtual combat that feels just like it just feels like the real thing. The thing is, there's no schedule or anything that tells you when or where a battle's gonna happen. Wherever Usui, the game's judge, appears, that's the battlefield. Rhyme started off as an indie game. Back then, the rules were more lax, and Usui wasn't around either. It steadily gained popularity, and eventually Toei became a major sponsor. The system was improved and Usui was added, along with an official set of rules, making Rhyme what it is today. But I don't play Rhyme, so it isn't really my business. World building! Yeah, the game does a good job of setting things up. I head through the alley and wow, I just realized like this whole walking section is literally just world building for the player. I head through the alley and come out once more on Aoyagi Street. I'm gonna say that name right. At the end of the street, I see the sign for the courier shop. Just as I stare towards it, I notice a crowd in the middle of the road. Looks like a fight. A bunch of people with nothing better to do have gathered to watch. I keep walking, trying to avoid the whole mess, but then the crowd stirs, following a high-pitched scream. I peer through the gaps in the crowd. A large man is sprawled out on the ground, another standing over him. The second man has his back to me, but I recognize him immediately. A bright red kimono and a big sword. There's no one else it could be.
図体の割に大したことねえな。せっかく彼女の前だってのに台無しじゃねえか。
Oh, that guy in the he's like, hey, oh no.
かっこいい素敵
Oh, there's voice acting. Oh. Starry-eyed girls flock to the victor, trampling the man on the ground in the process. Go again.
本当にすみませんでした。
I really like that she has piercings, because usually you don't see like a lot of piercings on like these kind of visual novels from Japan, on girls at least. I don't see it that often. But then again, it's not really set in high school, so like they're older. So maybe that's why. One woman who was keeping a bit of distance approaches with approaches with an apologetic bow.
私もコウジャクさんに髪を結ってもらいたいって彼にわがままを言ってしまってそれで生意気なのよそうよ部をわきまえなさいよね
It does sort of like help with the world building too, like with the sprites. Like you don't see like their faces or anything, but it's the style that you see them in. I love it. She must be the girlfriend of the man sprawled on the street. I'm guessing the commotion started when they tried to cut in line at Koujaku's shop. Calming his angry fans with a gesture, Koujaku gives the girlfriend a smile.
お嬢さん、そう思ってくれるのは神結冥利に尽きるぜ。
I'm not
けど
ready.
な、みんな俺の大事なお客さんなんだ。順番はちゃんと守ってもらわねえとな。
はい
彼氏もちっと強引だったが、あんたを思ってのことだ。あんまり責めてやるなよ。また日改めて来てくれ。そん時は歓迎するからよ。
Just that little piece of the sprite, but he's so good. He's so handsome. The woman's eyes sparkle, her cheeks turning bright red. There goes another one. Koujaku's other fans are not amused.
ちょっといつまでそこにいんのよどいてよコウジャクさん汗かいたでしょこれさっき買ったばかりのハンカチなんですけどもしよかったら使ってください
いや、そりゃ悪いだろう。気に入って買ったんだろう。自分で使いな。
いいですコウジャクさんに使っていただけるなら
Your handkerchief would be honored. Amazing.
本望ね。そこまで言われて断ったんじゃ、男がスターってもんだ。そんじゃ、ありがたく使わせてもらうぜ。
God, it just... This is why Koujaku isn't like my absolute favorite. He's just a ladies man. He's a ladies man. Koujaku takes the woman's hands, pulling her towards him with a smile.
ありがとな。
Did he kill that? There it is. His infamous lady killer smile. Well, that's what I call it at least. She faints right then and there. The woman with the handkerchief slumps in her knees, attracting jealous glares from the others. Every woman here seems out for blood.
さっさと行くか。
Let's get out, let's go. This is the first time I've seen this shtick. Disgusted, I start to move away from the crowd.
青葉。
No, you don't see me. I don't exist. Wow, I like... What is she wearing? I like this a lot. Oh, she's cute. Oh. What is... Look, I like when they like focus on like a few people. Like these foreground characters. Oh my god, this style is so good. I love the clothing and just... it's so good. Ugh. I can feel all these... I can feel... Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I can feel all those eyes focusing on me. I pretend I didn't hear him. I turn around and start walking at a brisk pace.
おい、待てって。
I don't hear. I don't hear. Who? Must be a ghost. Must be the wind. Aw, man. But Koujaku runs after me and grabs my arm. Here we go again.
Koujaku!
Koujaku. Okay, it's Koujaku.
青葉
There's
や
no
っぱり青葉じゃねえか
Koujaku. Okay, I have to remember that.
ああ、
なんだよ水くせえな。いたんなら声かけろって。
I'm working.
ああ、まあ仕事中に通りかかっただけだし。
仕事中
Yep.
配達か。
Koujaku smiles indulgent. Koujaku smiles indulgently, which of course makes the woman around him swoon again. His smile is like a weapon. He's been using it for ages, but women still fall for it. I really don't feel like talking here. There are too many people around and the woman's eyes are scaring me.
つか、お前も仕事中だろ。なんか騒ぎになってたけど。
ああ、こいつが列を無視しようとしたからよ。ちょいと軽くな。
お前、いい加減にしとかないと、そのうち刺されるぞ。
Someone's gonna cut you. Wow.
刺される？誰に？
It seems like Aoba would be first in line, to be honest. Friendly cut.
いや、わかるでしょうが。
Just take a look. Oh my god. I sweep my gaze over the woman glaring at me. It was clear that they weren't about to let anyone, man or woman, get close to Koujaku. Scary.
まあ大丈夫だろう。つか、俺がそう簡単に刺されるように見えるか？
I mean, yeah. Koujaku punctuates this with a smirk. Seriously? Well, I guess I can't argue with him there. Koujaku's pretty much always been aware of how handsome and popular he is. He's not the type to brag about it, but he has a casual confidence about him, and he knows his way around a fight. He's a wandering hairdresser. All he does is cut and style women's hair, but apparently he's developed quite a reputation for it. He sets up shop whenever and wherever he feels like it. He doesn't advertise or take reservations, but he always has a line around the block. They all say that when Koujaku touches your hair, it feels like you're dead. And gone. It feels like you're dead. Just dead. Gone forever. Didn't even go to heaven. Just dead. I just don't get it. If you told me a guy like this existed, I wouldn't believe you for a second if I didn't already know him.
とにかく、女遊びはほどほどにしとけよ。陰で泣いてる女がどんだけいるんだか。
んなこと言ってもな。しょうがねえだろう。スウェゼン食わぬは男の恥だし、女はこの世の宝だし。
But these ladies though.
女は綺麗で可愛い。だからみんなに優しくしてやりたいんだよ。
Sweats.
What
was that? Was that a squeal? From like, it sounded like a mouse. Like a cartoon mouse. Just dying.
大好き。
まあ、それはそれでいいんじゃないですかね。じゃ、俺もう行くわ。
お。
Koujakuさん、早く。ちょっと、次は私が言ってもらう番なんだから。
As soon as I end the conversation, the women swarm Koujaku. He shoots me a look from the center of the crowd.
ああ、そうだ。また近々お前んとこ行くから、タエさんによろしく。
Hey, hey.
I shrug and walk off. Still, the guy never gets enough, huh? I mean, he must like it, but I know I would hate to be the center of that attention. I guess he's a special breed. I head for the courier, leaving the crowd behind. Delivery works. There it is. There where? There it is. I step through the automatic doors.
いらっしゃいませ。あら、青葉ちゃん、毎度。
お疲れ様です。
I bow to Miss Yoshi and set the paper bag on the counter. A small dog with long, shiny fur sits proudly on the counter, watching me intently. That's Kanata. Nara-chan. Sorry. Miss Yoshi. Yoshi. Is it Yoshi? Miss Yoshi's all-mate.
これお願いします。
はいはい預かるわよ。
Miss Yoshi checks the address with practiced hands, then pushes a nearby button. A box next to the counter opens. She tosses the bag inside. This outfit specializes in delivering packages within the old residential district, a welcome service in a town where transportation isn't readily available. In any case, my work here is done.
それじゃ失礼します。
青葉ちゃん、この後お店へ戻るの？
いや、今日は帰ります。店長が店早く閉めるから、これ終わったら帰っていいって。
あら、そうなの。いいわね。だって今夜はダンナラの最終回じゃない？リアルタイムで見られるじゃないの。
ダン？何ですか？
やったの。この間教えてあげたばっかりじゃない。
To be honest, we weren't paying attention.
あ、そうでしたっけ？何でしたっけ？
ドラマよ、ドラマ。チークダンスでさようならよ。今日でついにどちらをパートナーに選ぶか決まるのよ。
I'm nodding my head.
私は断然カイザー松岡がいいと思うの。あの爽やかな笑顔にちょっぴりなすけがたまらないのよね。
Ah.
はあ。
Miss Yoshi twirls her hair around her finger with a dreamy, girlish look in her eyes. I mean, she's not a bad person or anything.
じゃあ俺そろそろ。
そういえばね、アバちゃん、聞いた？ほら、あの話よ、あの話。もしかしたら知ってるかもしれないんだけど。
Miss Yoshi beckons me closer, a serious look on her face. She's really not a bad person. Are you trying to sell that to yourself? Don't lie to yourself, Aoba. Swallowing a resigned sigh, I lean closer. There are no other people in the shop, but for some reason she speaks in a whisper.
ほら。
Oh, she's closer.
北の氷河谷あるじゃない？あの治安が悪い地区。もともといい噂のないところだけど、最近特に物騒な噂を聞くのよ。
Oh.
はあ。
His face, yeah?
あの辺にね、超極悪非道な死刑囚がリーダーをやってるチームがいるらしいのよ。
Oh.
ああ、スクラッチでしたっけ？なんかやばい連中が最近よく出没するみたいですね。
そうそう、刑務所の囚人たちで作られたチームらしいじゃない？確かちょっと前にもあの辺で誰か誘拐されたとか、建物が壊されたとか、そんな話があったでしょ？
God. They worked that in so good. What is this game? Sorry. I always find it like so interesting how games do their like openings or intros. How do you say this? How they do their beginnings for world building, because sometimes they continue world building like way into the middle of the game and I'm just like, I should have known this like way before. Why are you doing this to me? Although this game does allow you to like, I think it allows you to read like these things before you even start the game in the glossary. Like, let's check here. I showed it briefly, I think, in the last part. So yeah, you can read these. Like, we don't really know much about the island, but they told us about it already. And the same with that. The junk shop. I think the only one is the Rhymers. There's a mystery one. Usui. Banking. They mentioned it, but they didn't explain it, but you could read it here, so... That's what this... And it's so easy to read! Because I know some games like do this, but it's all tiny and stuff. And like the words are all squished together and I'm just like, I can't read this! My eyes aren't made for this! Yeah, I like this game. I like this game a lot, okay? Okay, they did good. They did good. Okay, kidnappings. Gotta get serious.
怖い 夜道なんておちおち一人で歩けないわよ。警察なんて全然頼りにならないしね。それどころか警察だって私たちに何するかわからないし。ほんと生きにくい世の中よね。
I thought she finished talking. She's not wrong about that. The old residential district police are no better than gangsters themselves. Rub an officer the wrong way and you could get yeeted or even arrested.
ああ、やだやだ。私も早く帰りたいわ。ねえ、もし帰りに襲われちゃったりしたらどうしよう。
え
Alba. Be more worried. Oh my god. Miss Yoshi. Oh my god. Miss Yoshi shoots me a meaningful look. Do you want me to walk you home?
大丈夫じゃないですかね。
Also, this is like a good way to show like how Alba is as like a person and his relationship with people.
なになに青葉ちゃんひどい。私の一体何が大丈夫だっていうのよ。
あ、じゃあ俺はこの辺でお疲れした。
ちょっと
Such a cute voice. Another voice stops me before I can leave.
え？
あの青いのはどうしたのかしら。あら、クララちゃん、レンちゃんに会いたいの。
そうよね。クララちゃんとレンちゃん仲良しだものね。
Oh. Taking Clara into her arms, Miss Yoshi shoots me an expectant look.
ああ、今日はあいにくい家に。
そのカバンに入っているんでしょ。私に挨拶もしないで帰るつもり？
No way out. I'm sorry, Ren. You'll just have to grin and bear it. I take Ren out of my bag and gently pat his head to wake him up.
青葉、どうした？
レン、クララちゃんにご挨拶。
Oh my god. Ren's ears and tail drop. Oh my god. Clara stares down at him from her place in Miss Yoshi's arms. Baby boy.
どうしたの？まだ眠っているのかしら。
Listen, if a dog like this was just staring down at me from a high place with judgmental eyes with like these face, I'd be just like, no, I can't. I can't. This dog knows everything. It will destroy me with words. Just like, not even words, just has to, this all-mate just has to stare at me before I just crash and burn in a few seconds.
ごきげんよう、クララ。
ごきげんよう、レン。
Clara wags her tail happily. Miss Yoshi smiles too. Oh my gosh.
クララちゃんとレンちゃんは仲良し。
It's not happening. It's not happening. Red obviously is not a fan.
それじゃあ挨拶も終わったし、今度こそこの辺で。
ああ、待って、ちょっと待って、青葉ちゃん。
え？
もう一つだっけ。ちょっと待ってね。悪いわね、帰るところ。
Okay. He's like, I just want to go home. It's night by the time Miss Yoshi lets me go.
ねえ、お疲れ。
避けて通れないのであれば仕方ない。
Ren is curled up in my bag, exhausted from his ordeal. Despite the attitude, Clara seems rather fond of Ren. She asks about him whenever I see her. While users can adjust their all-mates' personalities to some degree, they are largely shaped by their environment. As a result, you can never tell when two all-mates will connect. Ren doesn't seem to like Clara very much. Ren doesn't seem to like I want to say Clara very much, but unfortunately for him, I find the whole situation kind of funny. He enjoys the suffering.
青葉こそ大丈夫か？
なんとか。
After she stopped me the last time, Miss Yoshi made me eat this whipped cream slathered monstrosity she made in cooking class. My stomach is killing me.
さあ、帰るか。
Feeling like a couple of soldiers who narrowly escaped death on the battlefield, we start towards home. Night is in full swing on Aoyagi Street. The darkness washed away by lights and brilliant neon signs. There are no zoning laws in Old Residential District, even in the middle of the day. The crooked skyline ensures that some parts of the city never see the sun. Wow. But when night falls, things really change. That's when the Ripsties come out of the woodwork. The Ripsties are young men who form gangs or teams to brawl with each other over turf. This game, if you can call it that, is also known as Rib. Rib was popular before Rhyme, so Rib gangs look down on their digitized Rhyme cousins. They think they're a bunch of nerds trying to act cool. Still, more and more Ripsties are making the jump to Rhyme, and that means everyone's looking for a fight. Suddenly someone grabs my arm from behind.
おお、これブレインナッツのジャケットじゃん。
It's a man. You know what? We're probably gonna stop here. I guess I'm gonna leave you in suspense. Thank you for joining me. If you are interested in continuing watching me play the demo of Dramatical Murder, subscribe, turn on notifications. I do have a schedule going as I'm recording this, but you never know what happens. Life happens. Subscribe. We would love to have you. Again, if you're interested in playing the game yourself or buying it yourself, whatever, I have a link in the description. If they have physical copies still available or whatever, it'll also be in the description. What did you think of Koujaku? Lady Killer? Is that your thing? First impressions? Go! And a thank you to this month's patrons. Thank you for supporting me this month. Really appreciate it. If you want to become a patron, get early access to videos and other stuff, I have a link in the description. Hopefully I'll see you there. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!